go ahead and get started. We have a really light agenda today. We'll have a little bit of time for pre-discussion. As a reminder, the meeting is being audioly and visually recorded. There's no old items of discussion that I'm aware of. Is there anything you want to bring up? Okay. New items of discussion. I think there's two things. Bill, are you here to talk about the river project?
Comments, yeah.
And then after that, are you wanting to talk about the partnership with the school district?
Not really.
Okay.
I actually, the only item I have is I wanted to give an update on Winterfest.
Okay. And then we can go over some projects, but out of deference for Commissioner Morrison, we'll be waiting to have kind of the big projects that we want to accomplish in 2018 discussion at our next meeting or whenever she's able to make it. All right, Bill, take it away.
So I guess the application for the Act 13 was submitted to you guys for approval. We're requesting $15,000 from that. That's for the river landing project for downtown. I'm sure everyone's aware of it, but if you're not, it's the area right behind Music in the Park, right down over the bank there. We're planning on putting a dock system in there.
Next to the Hickory Street Bridge.
Yeah, right through the left of it, pretty much. So far, we raised $20,000, and that's for the engineering and planning stages. So we're ready to move ahead with that. We need $450,000 total for the project, and this $15,000 will help us with the landscaping, outdoor furniture, which will match what the downtown currently has. I don't know if you've ever seen those tables, but they're nice tables, but they're heavy and pricey. So we're trying to match those so we'll flow with everything downtown.
What's the total budget for the entire project?
$450,000. Bulk of that will be grants and such after the get the engineering done.
So that's not a final number until you get the engineering done?
Pretty much. It's estimated to be $450,000.
You have enough currently to do the engineering?
Yep. We raised a little over $20,000. So we're happy we're moving forward. So this 15 will help with the rest of the landscape.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I do not. I've been following the project. It's something that I've heard from a lot of different people in the community, at least downtown, talk about, and it seems like something that would be a positive, especially with all of the boat traffic that comes through there, and also with Allegheny Outfitters being there and several other businesses that are related to that. It seems like that it makes sense to put that together down there.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have kayakers pull up, walk into town, have dinner or lunch at the plaza, and hop back in our kayak and continue on our way.
How many kayaks is that going to be able to?
Really, it's you can dock onto and tie up, but I think a lot of people will just pull up their kayak. It's just for ease of getting in and out, and there's going to be I don't want to say handicap accessible, but you'll be able to slide up nice and easy. Have like a little U-shaped area you can slide right into, and it holds the kayak and get it out pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you can pull it along and pull it right from the shore. So really, the number of kayaks would be.
Well, I guess with canoes, you'd probably be more likely.
Yeah, you probably tie those up, but even with those, you can pull them up.
You can pull them up, yeah, but I could see leaving the canoe in there. Kayaks a little bit easier to maneuver, I think. But
it'll be a nice addition downtown.
Yeah, there's a lot. The river traffic has escalated pretty dramatically in the past 10 years with Allegheny Outfitters and some of the other businesses in the area. And I remember seeing Piper do a presentation on it 3 or 4 years ago. And I mean, they had, I can't even remember what the number was. It was like it had gotten up to 12,000, 13,000 people they were putting on the river, like in the summer, and it had been like 3 or 4 previously. So there's a lot of traffic through there boat-wise, and I think that the more we can curb them into coming downtown, utilizing our amenities, the better.
Very good. Any questions for Mr. Gilbert?
I have one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all for this, as far as I heard a rumor once that your group was planning to build a bridge across.
Bridge across.
Yeah, some kind of a walkway.
Well,
I heard that too.
there was the initial plan was, I think, was to have a walkway that would go from where the docks will be, and then underneath the bridge and go along the bank.
Now that isn't going to interfere with fire departments that have to put their boats in for canoes that are tipped over and that. It's not going to disturb them from getting around a walkway.
It shouldn't. We have no plans right now for the walkway. That was the initial drawings, but
Okay.
That was to get you
That
to
was-
the other side of the
yeah, that was
That was
scratched.
getting
of the
from
bridge.
south side to the...
We're just
No,
focusing on
not the
docks.
other side of the river, the other side of the bridge, right?
Yeah, it'd be underneath
like it
the
was going to go
bridge.
under the bridge and then...
Because I wouldn't want to see anything blocking the city
No,
or the
no.
volunteers in the county.
There's no bridge across.
Yeah, and I think the initial, that other side is where the original jail was, and there was, the original county jail was there, and there's some structure, like and stuff that's still in that hillside or whatever. I wasn't sure what their plan was to do with it though, walking across.
Yeah,
even
we
initially.
scratched. I think that's been scratched, and we're just focusing on the docks area.
Neat. All right. Anything else?
So, my only thing is like I was going to put together, I figured we would do this we'd start doing this through resolutions. Like and just have a resolution for the public meeting next week so that we can pass and vote on it officially.
Sure. We should probably see what other counties do. See what Florida does.
Yeah, I can dig up
Okay.
we can dig up a resolution on the grants for Act 13.
Right. Okay.
I think previously it was just something that was discussed publicly and then they just did. I don't know that they ever made it like an official, but I think that considering we're kind of allocating funds, we should make a resolution.
What did you do for the Jake's Rocks?
Exactly.
Isn't this the same? It's the same funds and the same thing, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I remember voting on something, but I don't think it was in the form of a resolution.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did like an official resolution. I just think that like if we're going to distribute it, it should be.
It either should have been in the budget or it should be
in a resolution, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, resolution sounds good. By the way, that does remind me, since I took over, we've kind of changed the rhythm for how things get on the agenda. I think it's been working pretty well for the last few months. The idea is nothing comes to a vote on a Wednesday meeting that has not already come before us at a work session, so no one kind of is surprised. There's either been a presentation or at least an acknowledgement that we know what's going on. Nothing goes on the work session agenda without at least 48 hours notice. So basically, as long as it's by like noon on Friday or something, it's okay to have it on Monday's agenda.
Does that rule go into effect now?
No, I mean, yeah.
Some stuff's a routine.
Well, no, you followed it exactly.
Well, no, I have some repository bids that went up today.
Oh, well, repository bids are. No, you can't talk about those until next Monday. And then, so if it's talked about in a work session, then it can be voted on in the next meeting or any future meeting, really. Commissioners can bring projects to the table, but it's preferential that it's either brought at like the next meeting where we're kind of soliciting that projects be brought to us, or there's a bit of a presentation as to why it's important. So just so it gets on the agenda, the other commissioners get to look into it a little bit before before kind of opening it up to the public comment without any, time for preparation. So, I mean, I think it's been working pretty well, so I think we'll stick with it. Again, the idea is if you want to present something or get something on the agenda, you should come to Pam or me at least a couple business days before, at least a business day before the work session. And then once it's been on the work session, it can be on the public agenda. Sounds good?
No blind side.
That's the idea. All right. What was the other project you want to bring up?
The only other thing that I really want to bring up was just to make a public announcement that the Winterfest is being essentially postponed for a year to some degree because of the work that's being done at Chapman Dam. There was really no way to carry that out. I mean, it essentially wouldn't have been Winterfest. So basically, it's being put on hold for a year with the idea of having a big relaunch next winter of the Winterfest. New sponsors, new fundraising, bigger, better, more events, more stuff. This year, however, I'm helping Ed Atwood and Penn Soil and the other crew put together Ed's really doing work. I'm just helping them fundraise and put it together. They're going to continue to do the sled dog race. And basically the way it's going to happen is they're going to do it from Hickory Creek Wilderness Ranch, which is on the opposite side of what their normal route is. And they're going to run it backwards, basically. So it'll be the same sled dog race. Hickory Creek Wilderness Ranch is a location that they normally have they have summer events and festivals and different things there. It's down near Tionesta or Tidiute, and the dates of it are I just want to make sure I have the date right because they gave me several dates. I think it's the 18th, 19th. See, January 19th, 20th, and 21st. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to help them raise some money to cover all of the expenses for the event. Just a second. And it's just for this year. It's going to be called the Jim Lobdell Memorial Sled Dog Race for 2018. And that's it. I just wanted to let everybody know that we had questions about it on Winterfest Facebook page, and then I've had other people ask questions about it, and I think trying to get that message out that there is going to be a sled dog race for people that are interested in it. There isn't going to be any of the other Winterfest event festivities at it. There'll be food and there'll be a race, and it's the 19th, 20th, and 21st, and I think that's it. And then next year there'll be a big Winterfest. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that Winterfest isn't disappearing, that it's just being put on hiatus for a year until the park opens back up.
Okay. Any other announcements?
Is there a website for the Winterfest?
There is. I think if you do a search for Winterfest, it comes up.
Will all of that information be on there, I guess?
I'm going to have to work with them in order to. Right now they have it just says Winterfest is being rebranded to serve you better.
The web developer?
I might have to need to give them a call. Yeah, the other problem is that you have several different Winterfests, so I don't know if they've changed they haven't put their content on there yet.
Facebook too.
Yeah, they posted about it on Facebook, and I think that what I'm going to do is through the county website, county Facebook pages, is just make some posts about that, just to get the word out as well.
That's good. Only announcement that I have is next Monday the 8th will be the work session where we talk about what we want to accomplish in 2018. And then on the 22nd, we're kind of converting that work session into a bit more of a presentation. I want to go over some of the numbers in terms of what I want to get at is letting people know what they bought with their taxpayers' dollars in the last year. So how many cases did we serve warrants for? How many kids did we help through foster care, et cetera? Just whatever the county touches, how many marriage licenses were issued, how many properties went up for tax sale, that sort of thing. Just to let people know. First of all, just kind of set some benchmarks so we can really understand where we are year to year, what's up, what's down, and then let people know what they're paying for. So I'll be kind of delivering a bit of a presentation on that, and then also summarizing some of those major projects that we determine our priorities for this year. So that's the only announcement I have. Public comment?
Well, that's going to be, so the 22nd meeting is going to be like a pretty long meeting then, right? Because you're...
Well, I expect that to take at least a half hour. I don't anticipate a whole lot of... I don't really want anything else on the agenda, I guess. Just the Monday before and the Monday after.
Okay, so then the next meeting we're going to go over what our goals and stuff. I guess what I'm asking is do you mind, like, if you do a presentation on the state of the county, like the handful of projects that I'm involved in, like do an update on them, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
As a part of it or something. Or I could do that next week. I don't really care.
Well, yeah, I think the idea is next week we'll kind of use that time as a brainstorm on what all the projects are that we couldn't do or whatever. And then on the 22nd, kind of, here are the ones that we prioritize that we're going to accomplish. Kind of commit to it, if you would.
Okay.
And yeah, if you want to do an update or do a response, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's just more of like the 3 or 4 things, the major things that I want to accomplish in 2018. I guess, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be good.
Unless you just like the whole state of the county thing is just you just want to do the state of the county and leave it at that.
No, I mean I think it's appropriate for each of you to give a kind of response or pick up on more detail on.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is like, are you going to be giving anything like as far as what you're looking to accomplish, or,
Sure.
or is it just like a retrospective?
Let's do maybe the first part of what I've drafted so far is the retrospective, and then the projects that I was thinking of it would just be the projects that we collectively were going to cover, but I could limit it to just mine, and then turn it over to the other, you and Commissioner Morrison in order to present the projects that you're really going to manage. That'd be good.
Okay.
Actually.
Good.
All right, let's plan on that.
Sounds great.
Public comment?
I have one question.
Is there any other public comments?
And I'm going to address it to my gentleman folks sitting next to me right here. I do believe the schedule of the commissioners' meetings has been sent to the newspaper to be published so that people can cut them out and put them on a
They
board.
were not. I've talked to them this morning. It will be in tomorrow. It was supposed to be in Saturday.
I know it's supposed to be said. Could you make sure that your people that take care of ads are a little more efficient when people send in stuff that people want to come to the meeting and say, oh, hell, I don't know when. It's very lax. There's been times in my doings as townships, we put information in, and it's 2 to 3 days, and we were told it'd be in a particular day, and then we get 100 questions. Why wasn't that published prior to it?
Yeah.
This is
Lack in getting the information in the newspaper when they promise people.
This is the part where Josh goes back to the paper and talks to Bob about getting his job description rewritten. He's like, I think there should be customer service rep in here as well. Like,
I'm supposed to have a job.
Josh is great.
Do now. No, I would appreciate it. I mean, I looked forward to Saturday and I thought, what's not in here? But it's known, and from my own experience in my own township, that when you expect something to be in because you have to have it documented in the newspaper for so long, that there are little lax on certain things, and I would appreciate it if they would try and improve that part. So let them know.
We actually have gotten several complaints about that
Yes.
lately.
And it can get people in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, is that you've got like township meetings that only happen once or twice a month. They go to publish something, it doesn't get published, they have to delay their vote.
Yes.
It can really mess with us. All right, so we'll skip quarterly objectives since we're not going to set those yet, the projects. We're done with announcements, commissioner schedule, anything to note?
I don't think at this time.
I'm around the entire week. Oh, I'm going to be touring a manufacturing company on Friday morning if you want to join.
Which one?
Backlog? I've never been there.
What time?
10.
Okay.
So I'll be giving more detail probably either on next Monday or on the 22nd, but what I'm going to be doing is visiting manufacturers in the county, service companies, storefronts, and nonprofits, probably staying away from churches and fire departments because I go and visit them already, but like hospice or something like that. And I'm just going to rotate every week, visit one, then the next week visit another, for 50 weeks. So the idea is I'll hit 50 businesses or nonprofits in the next 50 weeks. And Skylon is the first one that agreed to give me a tour. The idea is to get in front of them and ask what any level of government really could do better to help their business. But of course, special emphasis on the county and what we may be able to do in terms of planning, regulation, that sort of thing. So, first one will be this Friday. I'm planning on then writing a little summary of the tour and posting it on the county website as well. So, anyway, if the commissioners want to join me on the tours, they're welcome to.
Yeah, if you put a schedule together, just let me know, and the ones that I'm available for, I'll attend. Well, since you're mentioning that, and I think that I mentioned this before, I put a schedule together to go visit all the municipal meetings.
Yeah, I should do that.
And I'll send it to you, and you're more than welcome to go along.
I did. I don't know. I intended to cover the entire county last year in 2017, and I think between 2016 and 2017 I have, but I did not cover everything last year. So need to ramp that up.
Yeah, I did the same thing, basically one a week. I've only had one or two of them that have gotten doubled up because the one that I scheduled for the city, the date was off, so I'll end up doing two that week, but the rest of them I'll just send you the schedule.
We're going to need help getting into, was it Watson Township? I could not find a place.
Well, it's
I would go there in the summer once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to drive around a little bit in Columbus because theirs isn't on Google. And I didn't know where the municipal building was.
Oh.
They're...
Yeah, that's easy if you grew up there.
Yeah, I mean, I drove out there and for whatever reason I thought it was at the community building. And so I pulled up and it was completely pitch black. I'm like, the date's wrong. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is a community building. I just assumed that they met there. So, yeah,
I think the first time I went there for a meeting, I stopped at...
Columbus Township, you mean?
Yeah. There's a bar right in front of it.
Are you
Because I
sure,
couldn't
are
find
you
it.
sure you're going to the township meeting?
Yeah, I had to go in and ask because I couldn't find it either.
Right
Yeah.
off that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose I could have went there some too. But.
All right, good. So yeah, that's the only schedule thing I had to note. General discussion, I don't think there is any, so. Very good. Anything else we could go over?
I need to add repository bids. There's 15 of them.
Oh, lovely.
So I don't know how you want to do it at the meeting of the 10th.
Yeah.
Not individually.
Yeah, so they're all broken out.
You just write up a cover sheet that basically lists the parcel, the name, the bid, just in one sheet. So I'll just read through it all
Read
at
through it
once
real quick.
and then
Well,
summarize any questions or concerns.
Yeah, there's that for now, but I'll do up a cover letter, make it a little bit easier.
Okay. Very good. Anything else? Then we're adjourned. Thank you.